We've got Trump ongoing giving a speech at a Florida Air Force base right now. We'll have some excerpts of that coming up when David Knight hosts the 4th hour today. He's got a lot more to cover as well. Doug Hagman will be with us here in about 6-7 minutes. In fact, he's ready right now. We're going to him in just a moment. But I promised to get to these callers, so we're going to run through as quickly as I can. I don't like having to cover pedophilia, but this is what the elites are into, and it keeps coming out. And in history, it keeps coming out. So there's just something in a certain percentage of twisted people's minds that want power so they can abuse children, or is it they want power and they like to abuse children? That's the criminology. And he's a criminologist, advises FBI, state police, local police. It was Doug Hagman. I mean, I had sources saying that there was a child porn investigation on Weiner. And then Hagman came out and had his sources that had even more. He was even showing us the redacted photos that weren't pornographic that went along with it on air. And then Eric Prince of XZ and all the other names of his contractor group came out and said, I have high-level law enforcement saying that this Pizzagate thing's real. Now, he called it the emails. They created Pizzagate in that term to get us focused onto that as a red herring, and I guess got, it's David Brock's boyfriend or whatever. I'm speculating, as to why they picked that place where the Democrats hang out to be the victim, to be the straw man, like a mother bird acting like her wings broken so you don't get too close to the nest. And I'm not saying Brock or his boyfriend or anybody's involved in all this. It's just, it gets too weird now that Weiner is set to be indicted reportedly for child porn. And, when I heard that was confirmed last week, I went, oh, that's horrible. I wish I was wrong. I wish NYPD was wrong. Oh, I wish, they were just putting kids in the hot tub for entertainment, whatever entertainment is. Or I wish that Obama really was buying $65,000 worth of hot dogs. And I really wish spirit cooking, wasn't an Aleister Crowley ritual. But you know what, folks? It is. Now, I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes, okay? All these weirdos wanting to be shocking or whatever. I just hope it's like Halloween costumes gone wrong. It's not. Now, the question is, how deep's it go? We'll talk to Hagman. And again, people ask, well, why'd you drop it? I didn't drop it, ladies and gentlemen. They were producing fake news pieces every day, okay, where they said I was saying that women like Hillary were torturing children to death in the bottom of a pizza place in D.C. I never said that. And they were editing audio together, and Megyn Kelly was airing it. And at that point, anything I said, they were taking out of context. So I know when to pull back, not out of fear, but waiting for more to come out and waiting for Trump to be able to get in. Because the word was, yeah, let Trump get in, and then the stuff's going to start happening. Well, you know what? Anthony Weiner may get slapped with child pornography charges. New York Post, especially the mouth of Trump right there. 474 arrested, 28 sexually exploited children rescued during statewide human trafficking operation just last week. That's LA News. Los Angeles Police Department, County Sheriff. And just arrest all over the country. They arrested a bunch of guys in Pennsylvania raping kids reportedly in teddy bear outfits. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, okay? And so we're going to cover it with Hagman here in just a minute because the word is Trump's put the word out to law enforcement, we're going to back you when you go after these people. And we've seen Pence come out and speak out against it. He's gone to the pro-life events. They've set the signal to the military that there's no limits. Going after these people, the gloves are off. And that's why Hillary and all of them are fighting for their lives and being so aggressive and not stopping and trying to cause a civil war because they know Trump means to clean house. We'll go to Hagman here in just one moment. But first off, holding the longest here would be Kimberly in Idaho. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex. It's so nice to talk to you. I have wanted to talk to you for so long. It's so hard to get through on the phone sometimes. I just wanted to know, why isn't George Soros and his son charged as an enemy of the state? I mean, we could use the money that he has leveraged against, currency crashing to pay down our national debt.
Sure. Sure. It's the same reason I'm still on air is I'm protected by God. He's protected by the devil. That's the best info we've got. And he knows where all the bodies are buried. He's got all sorts of trap doors and naked shorts and threatens to wreck the economy. So the globalists act like they want to work with Trump, but then under the surface attack him. So Trump's trying to not have a war. He's trying to just fix things and have so much prosperity they back off. But now Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bloomberg, CNN, have all come out and said, dump your stocks, bring down Trump, which means bring down the people, and that the prosperity's over, to try to sabotage this nationalist movement. Just like with Brexit, the EU unelected tyranny is trying to sabotage them. And so this is all like a Mexican standoff where you know, everybody's got guns on each other. We'll talk to Hagman about that in a moment, but they are really hyping economic downfall, trying to think we're so dumb that if they're successful in a depression or a recession, expanding, that somehow it's Trump's fault when he had everything turbocharged and working. So they're trying to blow this Trump rocket up on the tarmac. In fact, we'll just have Hagman co-host with these callers and then get to the latest on Pizzagate at the bottom of the hour. But that's a great point. You know, Hagman, I got these callers on and then pop back in, Kimberly, in a moment. And, of course, Hagman and Hagman talk show, very popular. And, of course, they have a law enforcement advisory group. And they also have the Northeast Intelligence Network, but HagmanReport.com. I'm not going to go over your whole bio in the interest of time, but clearly they're openly trying to plunge the stock market and the economy right now, Doug, to kill the economy. What do we do? How do we respond to this? What can you add to what she just said? Why Soros is allowed to overthrow countries, fund the Islamic Jihad, overthrow of nations, total evil, try to bet against the dollar. They're in the news saying plunge the dollar. Why? Why is he allowed to do this?
Great question. And by the way, Soros also, the fingerprints of George Soros are also on the ban or the anti-Trump initiative to extremely vet or extreme vetting of the refugees or the immigrants coming in. But as to the why, it's my view, and based on everything I've been told, is the fact that there's two types of politicians inside the Beltway: those that are bribed and those that are compromised. And so you're seeing this, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you're seeing this pushback. You're seeing this this fear of being exposed, whether it's the immorality of the politicians or of the criminality of the politicians. So there's this hands-off, soft glove approach to people like Soros and those people who he funds and backs. And Soros is behind a lot of stuff, but it's just not him. It's there are
sure others. He's the focal point of that whole shadow global system.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and you had mentioned earlier in the program, they want to take Trump out. And there's three different methods. Robert David Steele, I'm sure you're familiar with them. Three different ways to take Trump out. One, of course, is by assassination. God forbid. The second, of course, is through impeachment, which the articles of impeachment are being compiled via David Brock, Media Matters for America, and the Soros-funded groups there. And the third, of course, is to just make the next 4 years a living hell for Trump and every person that is backing Trump through the riots and protests. Again, Soros' fingerprints are all across that, as well as David Brock and many of the same people. So
we're going to get to that more in a moment. Kimberly, anything else?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to ask you, too. I want to know if Hillary Clinton and Obama are going to be investigated and jailed. I mean, he wasn't even an American citizen, and he was our president.
No, that's right. The only promise that Trump hasn't kept so far is he said, if I become president, you should be in jail. Now, technically, he's not breaking a promise because it's not the president's job to do that. He's trying to appoint Sessions, who said, you know, if I'm confirmed, I will recuse myself when we go after Hillary. So he's not leaving a question mark in there. He's saying they're going to go after him. So I think that's why they're desperately fighting Trump so hard. But that's a good question, Doug.
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that that's on the agenda that's on Trump's agenda. I think a couple of things right now: the Sessions appointment, obviously confirmation, that, and also that he's going to do some house cleaning within the various intelligence agencies, including but not limited to the FBI.
Yeah, there's moles everywhere, and he's also got to jumpstart the economy so that people are on his side when he moves against the enemy. Exactly,
and that's I've been told by a couple of FBI agents directly that, hey, there's a lot of things are taking place right now. Many of the career people don't like it. Some of the newcomers don't like it, but the moral people do, in fact, welcome it. So we're going to see some things happen. And we've already seen, as you alluded to earlier, we've already seen some things, things take place, including some arrests that were related to some pushback by the NYPD and the investigators from the
yeah, and you said that was coming. We're going to go to that coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're going to skip this break for more time. Thank you, Kimberly. Great questions. Let's talk to Kevin in Florida. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Thank you, Alex. I just had this. I was thinking about this whole stock market analogy, and I equate it to. I feel like J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Bank of America and all the big banks that are trying to implode the stock market. They're kind of like the cowboys of the Old West and Tombstone, and everything was going fine because there was no opposition. But now Donald Trump and Mike Pence roll in, and they're like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday.
I agree.
Trying to restore some law and order.
Absolutely. I mean, Pence, I'm really impressed with Pence now. Didn't know him that well. Trump, I'm so impressed. It's crazy. And again, if you just joined us in the first hour, I covered it. AP, Reuters, CNN, MSNBC, just the communist Chinese, everybody is betting, naked shorting Soros, trying to drive down our stock market, trying to drive down the dollar to blame Trump. And they're so arrogant, they're saying, we're going to plunge it to make him look bad. It's like, we're going to burn your house down to make you hate your neighbor and blame it on him. But you're telling me you're going to burn it down. Again, it's the arrogance, Doug.
Absolutely. It's yes, but I think Trump is doing a fine job with keeping his enemies close and everybody under surveillance, and that's kind of our mantra as well.
Sure, and of course we're not saying surveillance in the classical Big Brother sense, but he's watching what everybody's doing, watching what they're saying, watching what they do, and basically making a list. Because listen, I'm not somebody that wants authoritarianism. We've been invaded by globalists. We've been taken over. These are horrible people. At the top, they're a bunch of pedophiles. And so the gloves are off. They're openly in hundreds of publications saying kill Trump. They're openly saying kill their opposition. They're shutting down free speech. They're a foreign army. Gloves are off, okay? And it's not because I have some fantasy about authoritarianism. I hate it. But we're in emergency cancer surgery here. And so, quite frankly, he's been very restrained right now. I'm just wondering, like you said, when the point comes when the gloves come off, because to have all these major writers and people saying, let's kill Trump, that's not free speech. That's illegal. I mean, I'm sure you saw, Doug, the former deputy of the Department of Defense went around last week and on TV and radio and print and is organizing a coup, saying it's okay. Coups are no big deal. Let's have one. I mean, that's like terrorism. I mean, it's classic. I guarantee you, if I was like organizing in public, robbing a bank, I would be arrested within hours. And I should be, or the cops aren't doing their job. This is flagrant illegal. So I'm going to trust the president, but he's holding back, I think, because he knows they're wanting to bait him in. I was in D.C. I've seen the footage all over the country. They're targeting women, beating women up. They're saying kill Trump. They're clearly trying to bait him into some kind of move, even when he does what he said he would do to control the borders. And people coming in unvetted, they block that and say it's outrageous authoritarianism. So I think they're trying to set him up as a dictator.
Yeah, I think so as well. And look at people like Robert Reich, the former head of the Department of Labor, for example, coming out and saying, just as an example, saying that the protests, the rioters, the people who were brought in to create all this havoc and damage were in fact paid by Trump people, pro-Trump people. This the entire mess here.
It's come out every time that it's the Soros and the Democrats doing it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it just gives a whole new name to Reichstag, I suppose. But what you said is exactly right, and this is what I'm hearing again from my people inside the Beltway is the fact that, all right, we have to watch this. We can't fall for the bait. We have to be smarter than they are, and not react but respond. And there's a difference between reacting and responding. And of course, this is what Donald Trump is attempting to do, based on the information I'm getting.
All right, let's finish up with calls and get into the latest news. I don't want to call it Pizzagate, but everybody knows what that means now. Again, the media knew that we were on to the emails and all the weird sex trafficking stuff and spirit cooking and occult stuff, and we don't know who's innocent, who's guilty. It's all confusing, but there's definitely a lot of weirdness going on. We're told by sources it's wiener and child porn charges and underage stuff, sending photos. That's all come out now. So we're confirmed there. Suddenly, New York Times, Washington Post, others, CNN go, oh, look at this poor pizza place, the center of the WikiLeaks, claiming they're killing kids in a basement here. We look at the place. It's a little weird. It's got Democrats involved. But, basements with kids and Hillary, no. They then strawman us and say that we're saying that to divert off the tens of thousands of emails, the cornucopia of sickening behavior. Now, though, we can double back and say, see, what we originally talked about is coming out, and you suddenly see law enforcement moving against these networks, which is what Doug Hagman said they would do after Trump got into office. We're 2 weeks in. We're now 17 days in. Less than 2.5 weeks in, Doug has been proven crystal absolute on target with that. In fact, we go back to the last interviews with Doug. Hadn't been on since then. We're going to wait and see. Not that I didn't trust him. We were just waiting to have him back on. It's happening now. So we'll get his latest intel coming up. But right now, who's been holding the longest here? Chris in Virginia, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I believe it was very important for him to go with the blitz-style attack of coming at everything, because I believe that they knew that the Democrats' only strategy was the stall tactics, and the way to apply pressure on Congress is to work in a way that Congress is not used to. If you move real fast, they got a lot of things going on, so that they're going to have to eventually get the gears of Congress rolling so they can get these laws going, and plus it throws a little diversion to his enemies so he can get other things done. Your thoughts? I
agree. You ought to host this show. Chris, I'm serious. You just crystallized what I've said in hours. Trump shouldn't get caught up on this immigration ban and the Ninth Circuit that's totally socialist and the most liberal, and like he's getting beat and having a perfect record. He just needs to keep blitzing, and just run them over. Doug?
I totally agree, and I think he's going to have to watch. I think he is already watching and being very careful about who his friends in Congress are, who his close associates are. A report just came out recently that a number of lawmakers, I believe 8 and counting, have been funded or have received funds from George Soros, for example. So all of that said, I think that Trump is perhaps in one of the most critical positions where he's going to have to be a lot smarter, his tactics a lot more incisive against the enemies that are coming against him, and I think he's doing just that. So I think that what we're seeing here is a very, very well gamed out plan by Trump and his advisors. I've
got to say, and I don't just say this to be gushing, because I almost don't want to be gushing, but I've just got to be honest, Trump is ridiculously good and ridiculously smart. I mean, this is a godsend, and I want to get your take on that, but I want to get Chris's take on that. Chris, I mean, if you look what he's actually doing, all he's doing is trying to flood the people with prosperity and trying to secure our nation. And he's so good, I can't believe it. And it actually brings tears to my eyes to see all these ignorant people telling lies when all he's trying to do is help them. And then to see the media trying to promote killing him. Man, I'm wondering what happens if they do kill Trump. Go ahead, Chris.
That's why, though, it's more important for him to do this transparency thing that he's doing. You notice that everything he's doing, he's showing us what he's doing, what's being on. I have never seen this before. I've never seen such transparency, and I believe that shining that light on that transparency, that's what's giving him the protection, as well as God and a lot of the info warriors and good patriots out there. And he's getting a lot of help now. I've never seen nobody go off over an appointment of a number 2 at the CIA. What is that all about? And so Trump just got to stick with the script, and we'll be fine.
I hope so, because I tell you, Doug, the epic time we're living in, I mean, just from an interesting perspective of what's going on and happening, it's so incredible how more happens in a day than used to happen in a year. What would you call this time we're in right now?
Biblical. In a word, biblical. I think epic is correct as well.
I think biblical's better. You're right.
Yeah, but I think we're also seeing, after 8 years of do nothing, say nothing, nothing gets done, I think we're seeing a cultural, social, and spiritual whiplash that occurs when all of a sudden you have somebody get in office and says, okay, I'm going to do exactly what I said I'm going to do, and shows the American people that. And that, of course, is a shock to many people that, hey, there's stuff getting done. So biblical, epic, and definitely... it's great to see some things getting done.
That's right. That's right. Donald in Michigan, go ahead. You're on the other one. Come back with the news. We're talking about how they're trying to plunge stocks publicly. I mean, talk about nasty. Donald, what do you think's happening?
I think it's just a simple, feeble attempt to inhibit growth by deterring investors from involving themselves in the betterment of the U.S. infrastructure. It's pretty simple. Like, they're just trying to do anything they can to deter them.
I agree. It's called sabotage. And how do they announce sabotage and then think they won't get blamed if they're successful?
people aren't educated enough to do their own research. It's pretty basic. They've got enough people under a hypnotic spell almost.
I agree. Let me just show new TV viewers some of these articles. I think that we're just making this up while you and Doug talk. Goldman Sachs says Trump rally has been curbed. Goldman Sachs economists are starting to worry about Trump president. Time to sell the dollar on erratic Trump policies, J.P. Morgan. Treasuries, gold rise, U.S. stocks slip with oil market wrap. They're really trying to raise interest rates on Trump right now. Where do you think this goes, Donald?
It's just they're doing the best they can to shut down any avenue of growth that Trump has to offer. And I'm not 100% even for any candidate, but I'm definitely 100% against disinfo.
Absolutely. This is sick. All right, thank you. God bless, Donald. All right, now I'm going to come back with the big news, give Doug the floor here to recap what happened with so-called Pizzagate. And it's not fair in America. If I put Pizzagate in the headline, it'll be delisted by YouTube. It'll be on our channel, but it can't get on any list as it climbs. Like Joe Rogan has the record podcast he's ever had, didn't show up anywhere on iTunes or YouTube. It's blocked. You have to go find the actual link to even get it. It should be in all the best of top feeds and get 50 million views. But it's still number one. You still got beat. We'll be back. InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like Communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please, click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.